Welcome to Ogrids, a nerd community that focuses on joy, creativity, knowledge, and positivity.
Ogrids is the place for you if you have ever been ridiculed or shamed for taking joy in something, especially in the nerd culture.
Trevor and I have been doing Praying for Superpowers. That's where you know us from. Hopefully you felt that positivity from those videos. We've kept those and we put Praying for Superpowers underneath the Ogrids brand name because we wanted to branch out in our video styles and reach out to other creators so that this community can become a place where people can do the fun part of producing without having to handle all of the messy parts of it.
So like Peter said, we've invited a whole bunch of people into this process, and we're really excited because this means that not only are we going to have Praying for Superpowers as a show on Ogrids, but we're also going to have so many other shows. I'm going to talk about just a few, I think, just to give you an idea. One of them is YA Readers. This is a series of young adults talking about what it's like to read young adult novels, especially since they're written by like 30-year-olds and not always actually geared towards young adults.
Yeah. I'm excited about Tolkien Time with Cameron Cos. He's coming on to just kind of throw out some facts and different ideas and thoughts about the Lord of the Rings, which is something I've always loved, and we're going to be doing kind of some Praying for Superpowers-esque episodes with that, and I'm excited for that for sure.
We have Ballen Cosplay joining with us as well, and they're the ones that we did the Red Rising videos with, and so we're really excited to have them teach us about how to create costumes, what cosplaying is like, and why they do it. They have such an attitude of community, and Peter and I really enjoyed working with them, and it's been fun to like think about, like, if I read a book and I want to dress up as somebody, how do I go about that process?
And they have that knowledge that they want to share with us. Totally. And then we've got more shows, but I think the one that I'm currently most excited about is J&J Taverns. So Jonah and Jared are two guys who did Comic Book HQ, and they're coming together again to do a YouTube show on Ogrids. And it's going to be about D&D character creation, going outside the box. And I don't get to play D&D. I just moved to Washington, and I don't have any supply. I don't have anyone out here to play D&D with. So I'm going to live vicariously, watch these videos, and get to just enjoy that.
The last one that I want to talk about on here is Millennium Pointe. This is with Shayne Stewart, who is an incredible artist and comic book nerd, has such a variety of comic books in his collection. And so he gets to approach things from a long history of reading comic books and from the perspective of an artist. And I'm really excited to dive in with those.
One of the things I'm so excited about Shayne's show is that he's a counselor. And so he's bringing in all this knowledge that he has and this care for human beings. And he's coming into a show from this place of, it's just not a place that many people are, where they're so involved in the nerd culture and so involved in the mental health culture. And he's such a cross, and I'm so excited to hear what he has to say.
I'm super excited about all of these shows because I really want to watch what we're going to be putting out. And I really hope that the same is true about you, that you are interested in some of the things. And if you're not interested in all the shows, that's fine. We're creating a space where we have a lot of variety, and so if you just keep up with one of the shows, that's awesome. Ogrids came about during a time that I was in an internship with a whole bunch of people, and we were playing different games, and I created this character, a half-giant barkeep who had this tavern, and within the tavern all of these people came and met each other and went on adventures, and it was really my way of creating a space where all of my friends could get together and we could tell this communal story. We could all have something to relate to. We could celebrate the different victories in games and in real life that we were experiencing. And so when Peter came up with the idea of inviting more people into our process and our channel, the idea of Ogrid seemed to make a lot of sense, because it was the same idea of inviting people into a place that was safe to explore and meet, and then create this really cool story with lots of branches and lots of activity, and just to be creative and fun.
All of the ideas we have don't fit under the umbrella name Praying for Superpowers. It's a specific name. You know, what we talk about on that channel is the depth and mental health aspect of nerd culture that we see so prevalent in so many stories. And you know, we wanted to do this Dead Rising, and we thought that won't look good under Praying for Superpowers, because it has none of the same kind of direction. It's a totally different thing. And so we decided we'd rebrand, and then we thought, you know, let's bring in these other people. So we got J&J, and we got Shayne Stewart, and you know, we're in talks with Elony Cosplay, and we're setting up all these different things here, and I'm so excited to see what comes out of that.
And Peter, you came to me, we were talking about kind of setting the mission and vision of what we want Ogrids to be, and that's where you came up with the idea of not being a place that shames joy. And I think it might be real. I really love that, and I want you to re-explain it to our audience as well.
Yeah. I think it comes from the idea of pumpkin spice latte. And I know that sounds weird, but when I was in high school, I made fun of people who drank pumpkin spice lattes because I was little. And you know, I've grown, and it's kind of changed. I've changed, and it's become the thing where, like, let's just let someone have that pumpkin spice latte and enjoy it. You know, if someone wants to read Marvel over DC, let them read Marvel DC. Someone says, you know, I don't really like the Marvel movies, I like the DC movies. They're wrong, but that's fine. You know, let them enjoy that. You don't have to shame them for that. And I think in our culture, especially, you know, the younger we are, it's more intense, and the older we are, the more difficult it is to deal with. Because if you're at a job and you have, I took the Dungeon Master's Guide to my work and read it on lunch breaks to try to figure out D&D, and you know, I got looks. People gave me, oh, he plays Dungeons and Dragons. And like, there's no community at a workplace for that. And in high school, you can find that community, but now we're adults, and like, man, this community is far flung, and that's why we've got someone in Texas, someone in Michigan, we've got me in Washington, Trevor's in Colorado. You know, we have kind of spread everywhere, because we have to look to find this community of people who will say, I'm so glad you find joy in that. Tell me why it brings you joy. And I get to say, let me show you.
So Peter, you and I have talked a lot about how I feel like our society responds with a lot of negatives to exciting news. Like if I say I'm having a baby, the response is almost always like, say goodbye to sleep. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do. And I think we do this in nerd culture too, of like, oh, I'm so excited for the new Batman movie. And it's like, oh, it's gonna suck. It has this producer, it has this thing. Do you know the studio that's making it? And that's really hard, because I feel like it should be a response of like, oh, that's so cool. What are you most excited for?
Yeah, I want everyone to just take a second and think of like the last positive thing someone said, and then think of the last positive thing someone said to you in 2019, and your happiest moment of high school. Okay, and now think of a negative. How much faster did you get to the negative? No one needs reminding that life is hard. Everybody knows life is hard. Everybody knows that things suck. Remind people that there's joy in life, and then find a simple joy in things like board games, books, and movies. I hope that we can foster community where people will be like, oh, can you guys please talk about this? And one of the things I want to be able to do, hopefully in the future, is say, honestly, I don't know anything about that. Would you like to do a video about it with Ogrids? And being able to bring people in who have this knowledge and this just desire for joy. Yeah. And that's where I went.
Yeah. So, Peter, what can our viewers expect in the next month of Ogrids as it launches?
Yeah, so we're going to have one episode from each of our content creators come out. Then our website is going to launch. And with the website launch, we're going to be tacking on Org the Orc, which you'll see that. We're going to be putting out social media for each of our creators has their own social media. So on our website, you can find links to those. You'll be able to find past videos we did with Praying for Superpowers and a few other things that we've put together in the past. And then the last thing that's coming out is going to be our Patreon. We want to be upfront. We're creating a Patreon page because we think what we're doing is worth it. And we just have some costs to meet. We have the cost of owning the website name, our equipment, all of the pieces of software we use to do this. We want to do it, and we love doing it to the point that we've spent money to get started on this, but we'd love your support as well.
Along with that, we will have different perks for being a patron of Ogrids. And so you'll have exclusive access and exclusive content that only you get. But whether you're a patron or not, we will also be releasing some really cool freebies in the next month that I think you're going to be really excited about, because we've gotten a lot of people together to collaborate creatively on these freebies. So we're super excited to have you. We hope that you stay engaged with what we're doing here, and that you always, always feel welcome to enjoy what you enjoy at Ogrids.
Catch you next time.
Hello, my name is Org the Orc, and I have been hired by Ogrid to tell you about his website, ogrids.com. Wait, org. That's Ogrids.org. That's why I was hired, because my name's Org. Ogrids.org is the website. You can go there for all sorts of freebies, cool content, bios about your hosts, and information about the shows. Go to ogrids.org and tell them I sent you so I can get my gold.